Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here with what could very well be one of the most important, informative, inspirational, educational three-string cigar box guitar video lessons yet. So we are tuned E, B, E. All right, but this lesson, the idea of this lesson, you can apply to any 1-5-1 tuning. It could be G, D, G, it could be anything, D, A, D, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to be concentrating on this chord right here, which is the root chord, kind of in the middle position here. My middle finger here is going to be on the 5th string, and this is actually the root of the chord here. My index finger here is on the 4th fret, high string, and my pinky is going to be on the 7th fret, low string. So this is the typical movable root chord of whatever you're tuned to here. In this case here, if we're tuned to E, this is an E major chord. So I would recommend, highly recommend, getting very familiar and comfortable with this chord shape. Now you can invert it by putting your index finger in the bass and your pinky here on the top. So this is the 3rd, the root, and the 5th. And it's still gonna be the 3rd, the root, and the 5th, no matter how you do it. The root is always in the middle. And so this is, this is very important because here's the reason why. You can lift fingers up. In this case here, I got this one here open. And all these are going to be very useful chord fragments, that's what I call them. And they're all just the root. Notice how this finger is staying down here. Okay, this is not the point of the lesson. This is just to get you started. This is where we're going to start from, this chord here. Now, before we really get started into this lesson, this is movable. So if this is E flat, this is D flat, this is C, so forth and so on, right? And that's what's so, this is important information. This is E, F, F sharp, G, etc. Okay, so keep that in mind because this is why I'm showing you this. Okay, so this is where you need to pay close attention. Pay close attention, kids. There's not a test, but you will be greatly rewarded if you can understand this. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do here. Each finger, we are going to just move 1 fret, and we're gonna totally change the chord. And so just by moving 1 finger, you're gonna have a whole, many more chords. For example, if we just take this top one here and move it down, it becomes minor. Listen. Major, minor. Now, if I'm doing it here on the bass string, whenever I spin it around, I can. So all I'm doing is moving 1 finger from my home position down a half step, and the chord becomes minor. Okay, well, if I can move this finger down, what happens if I move it up? It becomes a suspended chord. Listen. And if I invert that, so now you have minor and suspended E chord. E major, E minor, E suspended, back to E. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing now, but we're gonna use our pinky. So here's E again, If I lower it a half step, it becomes E flat 5 or E altered. If I take this pinky and move it up, it becomes E augmented. Listen to this one. Now again, you can invert these things. This is the way it sounds when it's inverted. Again, so that would be E, E altered, E, E augmented. Baby, come back. I mean, once you start playing around with these, you're going to hear all sorts of chords that you recognize. Okay, so now we're going to move the middle note. Now, when we move the middle note, because this is the root, that means the name of the chord is going to change. For example, if I take this middle one and move it down to here, and all I got to do is bar this guy and lift this one up, so it's going to sound like this. Becomes a minor chord, and then this is the root of the minor chord. So this is now going to change from E to B minor, and again you can invert it. Now, here's the money chord. Now, when I raise the root from here to here, this becomes a diminished chord. And when you get into diminished chord, oh my gosh, that's when the proverbial can of worms gets opened. Okay, so here's E, and if I raise the root a half step, it becomes diminished chord. And every one of these notes now becomes a root. Okay, so again, here's the inversion of that guy. Here's E. Here's E diminished. So, why do I say this is a can of worms? Well, because once you get onto this diminished chord, then not only is every note a root, but this is how you invert it. Watch. You just see this note here? You just come up to here, and it's the same chord, different position. And then you can just move it up again to here. Same chord. So it moves. And again, like I said, you can invert it. So, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not kidding you. So from just here, just by moving one finger, each string, either up or down, you can have a plethora of chords at your fingertips. E major, E minor, E major, E suspended, E major, B minor, E major, diminished chord, and every note is the root. E major, E augmented, E altered, E major, E augmented. Now in every one of these guys, again, you can use the partials. And what I mean by partials is by putting an open string in there. So always mix your open strings in with all your chords. All right, I hope you did enjoy that. Experiment with those chord voicings, with those fingerings, with the inversions, move them around, try them in different positions. You don't have to just do it here, right? You can move it up to here, or you can move it down to here. It doesn't matter, whatever the case is. But definitely don't just give up, man. Just keep applying yourself, keep figuring it out, keep practicing, keep having fun. That's the main thing, right? Keep having fun. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, 6 strings or 3 strings too many. All right, guys, so we will see you in the next video. Cheers.